Hello friends, this is Jeannie from Dollhouse Rescue. Welcome back to my workshop and my channel. I'm back in my workshop today and I'm working on repairing and enhancing some vintage dollhouse furniture. Today I'm working on the Plasco grandfather clock. Now I had 3 of these that were missing the clock face, and it came completely without the clock face in a bag of furniture that I got from different sources on eBay and so on. I did have one that had the clock face, so I carefully punched the clock face out, took a picture of it, moved it to a Word document, sized it correctly, and printed out a whole bunch of clock faces. And I've already repaired 3 of those, but I'm going to show you how to repair the 4th one as well as do some enhancements. Now I have these clock faces available and they are the right size, so if you want one, let me know. If you need a replacement for one of your vintage Plasco grandfather clocks, just let me know. I'd be happy to share that with you. I was inspired by my dollhouse friends to actually do some enhancements on this one. And I did that by adding some gold paint to some different areas. And I like that so well that I'm going to do it on this one too, and I'm going to show you how to do it. To start with, I added some of that gold paint around the clock face that I'm going to use. I think a little bit of gold around that clock face is going to be really pretty. And again, I was inspired by a dollhouse friend to do that. To do that, I just use this gold paint. I've got several colors of gold. This is the one I use, Emperor's Gold, and it's dazzling metallic, and I got it at Hobby Lobby. So you always want to shake your bottle first, and I used a brush and just paint it up to, you can see there's like a little line here, so all the way around the edge. On this one, I have colored that gold. Now we're going to cut it out, and we'll actually insert it into the clock. Cut out 2 of these because the original is just a little off center. I don't know if you can see, but the white over here is just a little bit wider than over here. So I've got plenty of gold on my gold painter. But to make sure I get the size right, I've cut the other one out, and I'm going to lay it on there and offset it just a little bit to the left in order to even up that margin issue, and then I will cut it to size. Okay, I had to correct myself. I've got to offset a little bit to the right because I want this margin on this side to be a little bit smaller than it is, and this side a little bit wider. So I've got my unpainted copy on top. I'm going to cut around that, and hopefully I'll have that centered about right. I like to dry fit that in there to make sure I kind of like what it's going to do and where it's going to be and so on. And yes, I think that's going to look really nice. It dry fits in there nicely and it centers nicely. So I think we're ready to go with that. And just that little bit of gold around the edge looks really good. Now I'm going to back it by gluing it on to a piece of a little stiffer cardboard. I'm going to glue it on there and then cut it out again, and then it'll have some nice cardboard to make it nice and stiff. I'm also going to cut the same shape out of a piece of this thin plastic. Now this I bought for a craft use, so it came with a package of these, but you could use like the clear window pane off of a toy, or sometimes your bakery goods come in a plastic clamshell that you could use a little piece of that. But I'm going to cut a little bit of that so it'll have like a glass over the top of that clock. So let me cut both of those out, and then I'm going to glue this to the cardboard. I used my favorite 3-in-1 craft glue for this. Now you can use like that Aleene's tacky glue. Probably could use Elmer's. I like this because it's tacky and it sets up pretty quick and it's easy to use. I am going to now drop just a little bit of glue in here and glue that clear front on there, and then I'll put a little bit of glue and put the actual clock face in there. That is done and it looks wonderful. In the sake of full disclosure, I want to tell you I got a little bit of glue on the inside of my plastic clock face. So I took it out, recut it, and put a nice clean one in there so it doesn't have a big glue fingerprint on it. So that looks good. I'm going to put a link in my description for this glue because I like it so well. You can get it at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or at Amazon. This bottle I got at Hobby Lobby, but I've ordered them off of Amazon many, many times. But I didn't want to stop there because I was inspired by a Dollhouse friend to add this gilt colored trim. I did up here and a little bit here. Once I started, I couldn't stop. I did these little like bell shapes here in the middle, and I did this square and this square, and I also did around the base. Now I might do another coat, especially here. Could use another coat. It takes a couple of coats, but look how that shines and sparkles. It makes it look really fancy. Some of my dollhouse friends use pins like this to add this kind of detail onto their furniture. And I've got one of these that's silver or chrome colored, but I don't have a gold one. Therefore, I'm using that bottle of gold paint to do that. Now, here's a tip I've not shared with you before. To do this kind of fine painting, you want a fairly small brush, with this part being fairly small. And when I started doing this painting a little bit ago on this one here, my brush was a little bit big. So I've got smaller brushes elsewhere in my house, but I get tired of running around and getting this and getting that and so on. So I took my scissors and I trimmed those brushes, those bristles off just a little bit on this side to make that a little bit more pointed. And you can trim off, I wouldn't do this to an expensive brush, but if you have an inexpensive brush, feel free to trim those bristles down and make it the size that you want that will work for you for this project. Let's shake up our paint, and I'm going to paint the top and those same areas on here as I did on my other one, just to give it a little more pizzazz. Right here, I went out of the line a little bit. I'm going to use my toothpick to wipe that off. I could also use a fingernail or a finger, but a toothpick works pretty well too. This is acrylic paint, so if you don't like it, you can wipe it off with a paper towel or wash it off and start over. Or, as I said, just wipe off any little overages like with a toothpick. Okay, I'm going to do this bigger part here and then around the bottom, and this one's going to be done. Although it's probably going to take 2 coats. Ta-da! It's gone from actually, unfit for use to fabulous. It is beautiful. My dollhouse people are going to love this. Now I'm going to give that another coat, but I've got 2 more quick points I want to give you about painting. The first tip, I always shake my paint when I'm ready to start, and you saw me do that. If you're doing small, fine painting like this, you probably will have enough paint then here around the top of your jar to just dab your brush in without putting any out into a pile. Don't knock it over and spill it, but that is an easy way to get just a little bit of paint on your brush at a time. The other thing that I do, and I've never remembered to tell you before, but if you're painting little things, find somewhere to brace your hand while you're doing that little painting. In this case, I'm using one hand to brace the other while I get my little brush up here and touch up that paint. Another thing I might do, sometimes my pinky can touch something, a base or something to steady my hand. And the other thing I actually did during this is I braced my hand, braced it up here on the actual piece while I came down here and painted on the clock. So try to find something to brace your hand on when you're doing little painting, and that will help you to do that small, fine painting. This is going to need another coat. I'm going to do that off camera. But thanks so much for joining me. You get the idea, and look how beautiful that is. You can do it too. Thanks so much. Remember, you always have a friend here in Iowa and a lot of friends in our Facebook group, so I hope you'll join us. And please subscribe to my channel. I very much appreciate it. Thank you.